The Chargers made a risky decision. They let standout, undrafted free agent hit the waiver wire, and they paid the price. That's the story today, and I can't lie to you. This one hurts. What's up, Chargers fans? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Chargers. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Bolts. Yes, I know. I know the reality. This is the NFL. This is business. This is the process. Players get cut, players get claimed, and it all comes down to numbers on the 53-man roster. It happens every year, but sometimes it still stings. Raheem the Rocket Sanders was that guy for me, a preseason darling, an undrafted free agent who showed enough flashes to make me believe he belonged. And now, he's gone. He's landed in Cleveland. He'll be wearing brown and orange instead of powder blue, and I can't help but think, what if? Now look, I'll be the first to admit, his production wasn't jaw-dropping. He averaged 3.6 yards per carry in preseason. That's not the type of number that makes headlines. But numbers don't always tell the whole story. You watch Rocket run and you see it. The vision, the way he moves, the physicality, the ability to create something out of nothing. He looked like he belonged in this league. And here's the kicker. Only about 2% of waived players actually get claimed by other teams. These numbers come over the last 5 years. 2%. The odds were in our favor. I was sitting there thinking, okay, maybe, just maybe, he slips through. Maybe we can stash him on the practice squad. But nope, not this time. Not for Rocket. He was one of 3 Chargers claimed off waivers. And to be honest, that's shocking in itself. Because under the last regime, Chargers players weren't getting claimed like this. Other teams weren't circling like vultures around our cut list. But this year, 3 guys gone. Sanders, Campbell, Bridges. That says a lot. Now, part of me understands why the team made the roster choices they did. They wanted to keep Nico Reed. They wanted Marlowe Wax. They wanted Eric Rodgers. If they didn't structure the 53rd this way, maybe 5 or 6 guys would have been claimed. So I get it. They had to protect where they could. But still, losing Rocket hurts because he was more than just numbered. He had an idea, a possibility. And as a fan, you want to see what that possibility looks like behind the starters. You want to see him run behind a real line with real weapons around him, not the preseason patchwork unit. And instead, Cleveland gets that chance. And Rocket wasn't alone. Dalevon Campbell, gone to Carolina. That one stung too. I mean, this guy averaged 18 yards per reception in the preseason. 18! He had the size, the speed, the playmaking ability. He could track the ball downfield. I wanted to see him on the practice squad, developing, maybe turning into the next Tyrell Williams type. But nope, Carolina saw what I saw. They grabbed him. And then there was Triqweze Bridges. That one surprised me. Let's be real. His preseason wasn't pretty. 12 receptions allowed on 16 targets, 212 yards. A touchdown. He was picked on. He struggled. And yet, Dallas claimed him. They saw something. Maybe length, maybe raw traits, maybe just depth. Whatever it was, he's gone too. So, 3 guys claimed. And that tells me something bigger. It tells me this roster is deeper than we're used to. Because in years past, other teams didn't want our scraps. This year, they did. That's a sign of progress. Painful progress, but progress nonetheless. Still, I can't shake the thought. Could the Chargers have played the roster differently? Could they have carried Rocket on the 53rd for a day, cut someone else, then stashed him? Could Tucker Fisk or Kendall Williamson have cleared waivers instead? We'll never know. And that's what gnaws at me. Now, there is good news. Because while Rocket is gone, Najee Harris is back. Pads on, helmet strapped, catching passes at practice. Jim Harbaugh won't commit to week 1. Classic Harbaugh move. He's never going to tip his hand, never going to give the opponent an edge. But for me, just seeing Najee out there is huge. This team needs him, needs his hammer in the 4th quarter, needs his ability to churn out tough yards when the line breaks down. He's not flashy. He's not going to rip off 70-yarders, but he'll give you 4 yards when you need 3. He'll keep you ahead of the sticks. He'll wear defenses down, and that's exactly what Jim Harbaugh wants. The big question now, can he be ready in time? Because we're only days away from the opener in Brazil. He's not coming off a hamstring. He's not rushing back from knee surgery. It's not the type of injury you re-aggravate by pushing. But is he conditioned? Is he ready for live contact? That's what I wonder. And this week, we'll finally get injury reports, finally get clarity. Until then, I'll be holding my breath. Meanwhile, more roster gymnastics. Eric Rodgers, the breakout corner, was placed on IR. Not surprising. Last time we saw him, he was in a walking boot. No miracle comebacks happening there. By stashing him, the Chargers protected him. They didn't risk losing him like Rocket. That's a smart move. I like that. And that opened the door for Delshawn Phillips to return. And if you know Phillips, you know he's a special teams ace. Nearly 1,400 special teams snaps. Less than 300 on defense. That's his role. That's his lane. And with Nick Niemann gone, Phillips fills that gap. Exactly what Ryan Ficken's unit needed. And then, Tony Jefferson. Oh, this one matters to me. Jefferson's back on the practice squad. And honestly, he deserved to make the 53rd. Veteran presence, quality play, leadership. A guy who came back from being out of football and balled for us. He earned it. But roster gymnastics pushed him down. I hate that. I hate seeing him bounce around like a pinball. But the good news, he's here. And it won't be long before he's elevated. Even the long snapper move fascinated. Rick Lovato, a Pro Bowler, 10 years in the league, 2 Super Bowls with Philly. Now he's on the practice squad. And I can't help but wonder, are the Chargers working a loophole here? Elevate him for a few weeks. Buy time until Josh Harris heals. Keep flexibility on the 53rd smart. Quietly, smart, because long snapping is one of those positions. You don't want to notice it. If you're not talking about your long snapper, that's a good thing. And here came the full practice squad list. And it was interesting. DJ Uiagalelei. Yes, that DJU. He's here, and I actually like it. Develop him. See if he can be Justin Herbert's long-term backup. Keep him in the system. Why not? Tara Edwards. Back after that interception return. Glad to see him sticking. Kamani Vidal and Nyheim Miller-Hines both back. And that's big, especially with Rocket gone. Jalen Reagor too, and that's a safety net for the receiver room. But then the omissions, and some of them shocked. Tremon Morris-Brash, gone. 13 pressures in 4 preseason games. That's more than double anyone else. And yet, not kept. Not even on the practice squad. Shocking. Luke Grimm, too. Sure, he muffed punts, but he also took 166 yards to the house. That matters. Gone. Brendan Rice, gone. Taylor Heineke, gone. Just like that. Doors closed. And then came the captain's announcement. And honestly, that lifted my spirits, because there were surprises. Joe Alt, a second-year guy, named an offensive captain. That's huge. That speaks volumes about his leadership. Of course, Herbert was named. Bozeman, too. And Keenan Allen, even as an alternate, still big, especially in a young receiver room. On defense, the obvious one, Khalil Mack and Derwin James. But then, Daiyan Henley. And man, I love that. Henley has superstar potential, and now he's stepping into a vocal leadership role. That's exactly what this defense needs. A young, fiery leader in the middle. So yes, losing Rocket stings. Losing Campbell hurts. Even Bridges surprises me. But when I zoom out, I see a roster deeper than it's been in years. A team with tough choices. A team with players other teams actually want. That's progress. Painful progress, but progress. Because when other teams are claiming your guys, it's not a sign of weakness. It's proof of strength. Proof that your scouting worked. Proof that your depth is real. And proof that Joe Hortiz and this staff are building something. With Najee Harris returning, captains stepping up, Jefferson back, and a practice squad full of guys worth developing. I believe this team is stronger than the headlines suggest. Roster gymnastics aren't over. Moves will keep coming. But for now, I can breathe. For now, I can believe. And for now, I can say it. Go Bolts.